And that is why Singapore has been very popular with our students who look for quality education at a more affordable cost and in a closer home campus. Let's say a student wants to pursue a US degree at the Buffalo campus. The same degree is available to him at the Singapore campus at SIM at almost 40% less cost. The degree, of course, is the identical degree. What a student will get at London or RMIT Melbourne or sunny Buffalo, he gets the same degree. There is no SIM is not written on the degree. The transcript also is the original transcript of the partner university. I'll give you a more specific number. Let's say the British degrees, which are in partnership with my University of London LSE or University of London UCL partner institution, then the cost for a 3-year business degree could be 30 lakhs approximately, which means a 10 to 11 lakhs per annum.
Hello everyone. Welcome back once again to PSA powered by Global Reach. I'm Supriya Acharyya, Assistant Manager at PSA, and today I am back once again hosting a session with one of our key destinations, which is Singapore. And I'm very glad to have with us today Ms. Tricha Vatsa from Singapore Institute of Management, which is also popularly known as SIM. She is the Country Manager India for International Recruitment and Outreach Activities for SIM. However, her introduction doesn't end there. She has a total experience of more than 25 years into the international education sector, and she has handled senior management roles for top world-ranked universities previously before joining SIM, and therefore you can understand what kind of an vast knowledge base she has and how exciting this conversation is going to be today. So let's quickly get into the conversation with Tricha, and I welcome Tricha to our session today. Thank you so much for your time, Tricha.
Thank you.
I would request you to introduce yourself as well, introduce SIM to us, and begin the conversation. Over to you.
Thank you, Supriya. Thank you, Global Reach, and this wonderful platform of yours, virtual platform Plan Study Abroad.
PSA, yes.
PSA. And popularly, Singapore Institute of Management is known as SIM. We call it SIM.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am very happy to be here today, Supriya. And together we will be talking about Singapore as an education destination. And we will try and explore and know SIM better and introduce it better to your students. So to just quickly, you have already introduced me. Thank you for your kind words. I'm not going to talk about myself again. To talk about SIM, it's a very old established organization founded way back in 1964. We are celebrating our 60th birthday this year. So it's like 60 years of our existence.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, Supriya. And we've been there teaching and learning and awarding degrees in partnership with renowned public universities. So SIM is more known for transnational education. We advocate TNE, wherein your students will study at SIM, which is a private education provider, a very well-known, one of the largest private education provider. And also important to mention here that we are one of the 3 EduTrust Star awarded organization, which means the government body SSG has actually given us the EduTrust Star is the mark of excellence, the highest mark of excellence for quality assurance. So SIM is one of the EduTrust Star awarded organization, and we've been there for 60 years, and we would love to talk more about SIM and Singapore in general today. Over to you, Supriya.
Yeah, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I think the audience is watching us and they understand what reputable institution is Singapore Institute of Management and what it can actually offer. Apart from SIM, I would also like you to talk a bit about Singapore as a whole. Why is it so popular among students? And
Sure. Yeah. $1 million question because these days, of course, the well-known destinations have always been there. The US, the UK, the traditionally well-known destinations, the Australia, they've always been there recruiting students and giving quality education. Singapore is a country which believes in investing in its education system. And your students and you may already be aware about the globally ranked public universities that Singapore hosts of. But we also have, if you look at the private education provider landscape in Singapore, you will see some of these very well-ranked universities like the State University of New York Buffalo, and then the University of Alberta from Canada, then the University of London, London School of Economics from the UK. You have UK universities, some partner universities from Australia, like RMIT and University of Wollongong, they have partnered with SIM and they actually come down to Singapore and teach and award their degrees. So basically, in Singapore, this partnership model is very, very popular in teaching and learning. It's not just SIM, there are several other private education providers in Singapore who have partnered with such renowned public university and they teach and award their degree. So that is one concept, that is one USP of Singapore as to why it is very popular because people would love to go for British education and Australian education. Since ages, they've been doing that. But when they get the same quality degree in a country which is closer home, maintaining the same degree standards and at a much lower cost, then it really, really attracts our students. And that is why Singapore has been very popular with our students who look for quality education at a more affordable cost and in a closer home campus. That's what Singapore is known for. Yeah.
Very, very, important point to note. So I think this partnership model that we have with the reputed universities of UK, Australia, or Canada, all these actually identifies SIM as a different institution from the other, and definitely a popular choice for the students as well. So, since you mentioned about the public universities of Singapore as well, so is a similar model also available for the public universities as well? I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
same model.
This is a very popular model. So even renowned public universities, the Singapore government universities. So yes, most of the public university also boasts of having this kind of partnership model where the degree can be awarded in a joint degree manner, or it can be the whole degree of the partner university awarded at the partner university campus in Singapore. So for example, at SIM, the degree which is awarded is identical to the degree which is awarded at the partner university. It's not a joint degree. For us, it's
Okay.
the identical degree of University of Alberta or University of or RMIT or University of Wollongong or University of London or Buffalo. The same degree is taught and awarded at SIM. And the best part is your children may want to know and may question you, do we really do such partnership models allow flexibility for your student to do it partially in Singapore and partially in the partner campus? The answer is yes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And I mean, there is no difference in the degree that they get from the, if they are doing it from the, particular university location, or they are doing it from Singapore, the Singapore campus of that location,
True, true.
that
You got it
university.
right. So it's the whole degree which is being taught and awarded. Partial faculties will fly down from the partner university. So we are not just talking about exposing our students only to the Singapore faculties. They are also getting exposure from these renowned global university faculties who partially teach the curriculum themselves. So our students get the exposure from best of both the world, from Singapore,
Yes.
from the Asian point of view, and from the Western world. We have faculties from Buffalo and faculties from UK flying down and teaching some modules themselves. For example, my sunny Buffalo undergrad degree programs about 60% of the curriculum is taught by the Buffalo faculties who fly down from the New York campus to the Singapore campus and teach. So, yeah, students love the fact that they are getting such vast exposure from both the East and the West world while doing these and pursuing these degrees.
Staying nearby to home as well as at a much lower cost. Two
So
key
true, Supriya.
advantages,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
It's
and
actually, if you
I
may allow me, sorry
sure,
for the
sure, sure,
intervention,
please, please.
because you raised the question about costing, the affordability factor is so interesting. Let's say a student wants to pursue a US degree at the Buffalo campus. The same degree is available to him at the Singapore campus at SIM at almost 40% less cost. So that's the kind of cost difference your student gets to benefit. Yeah, it's
And
very,
how
very
about
affordable.
the entry requirements? Like,
All right, very good question. Students should know that the degree and the entry requirement is not diluted at all. It's the
okay,
same entry requirement, it's the same degree of the level of teaching that is imparted, the same level of exam assessment. Uh, Everything is identical to how it is being done at the partner university. So, yes, why not have this great advantage of pursuing a US education or an Australian education in Singapore, which is an Asian country? Your students feel more comfortable because they don't really have to think about settling down in a foreign country. Singapore feels so much at home. I'm sure if you all go to
yes,
Singapore just as a tourist, it's an Asian country. We all feel so much at home there. So
absolutely.
this is something that really, yeah, the student finds it very beneficial for them. Yeah.
So I think we have answered all, but there is again one question that is not answered, and students will ask. That is, does the mark sheets and the degree have the name of SIM or the partner university or the
Sure, sure.
university from which
Sure.
they are getting?
Specifically answering this, the degree, of course, is the identical degree. What a student will get at London or RMIT Melbourne or sunny Buffalo, he gets the same degree. There is no SIM is not written on the degree.
Mentioned.
The transcript also is the original transcript of the partner university. Yeah, yeah. You
Excellent.
can
That's,
assure
I
your
think,
students on that. Yeah,
very unique because
yeah.
that
It's a
may not
very
happen
strong
in all
relationship.
cases.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So that's wonderful. I think the students now have an idea of what
Mm.
kind and what an advantage it is to study at SIM.
Mm.
And I mean, coming to the next question. So, for Indian students, as per your experience, which are the most popular programs that you would say that the students choose
Mm.
amongst the courses offered by SIM? If you can let us know.
Sure, sure. Yes, why not? We have seen in the past almost 15 years that we have been receiving students from India. We've seen our most popular programs are definitely the finance oriented, business and finance, and technology oriented. So you will see a lot of our students going in for business administration, accounting and finance, or fintech programs now have really picked up. Also, the new age programs like the data sciences, AI and machine learning, I mean, you can't do without them. So we have seen the trend is changing. Since last year, we've seen a lot of students taking up AI, machine learning, data sciences programs. And of course, business and finance and computer science programs remain the all-time favorite for us. We also are known for our social sciences. So a lot of our children pick up psychology, sociology, communication, and combination degree is also very popular with our Indian students. You will see a lot of them clubbing business with psychology, which becomes a very lethal uh, combination for them. So, yeah, business, IT, social sciences, data science, AI, these are some of my very sought after programs.
Okay, so you have these options like they can choose, like say they want to do design and computer science, like
Okay.
something like that. If they want, they can choose, or is it like already embedded into the course and you have to choose amongst
All
them?
right, all right.
Yeah.
On the flexibility factor, Supriya, it's like they have to first decide which partner university degree they have to do. They can't mix a University of London accounting and finance with the State University of New York Buffalo Business Administration. That kind of matching is not possible
No,
because that's a
I'm
US.
getting that.
Yeah,
What I'm asking is
within
like the majors you
sure.
mentioned, right?
So within,
So,
let's say within the Buffalo system, if the student wants to do a business administration and pick up psychology or sociology, they can do that because Buffalo has an option of offering a double degree or a double major. But this kind of arrangement is not possible with all my partner universities. So
definitely, that's
yeah, with
understandable.
RMIT, they may not get to club business with
Absolutely.
IT. They may not get. Buffalo is more flexible since they are
Yes.
offering a double
Yes.
major and a double degree.
Okay, okay, okay. So that answers my question.
Yes, yes,
So I think the audience is able to understand like what are the variety of courses that are being, you have a full panorama of courses, whichever you want, you can pick and choose based on your requirement. And of course, Global Reach is there to assist you to help you with the on our virtual platform PSA as well to choose the right course for you, and then we take you through the application process and the rest of the thing. So now moving on, if you could also let us know about the fee structure that you have and how it is different from I mean, how much you mentioned 40%, like a 40%, reduction in fees, definitely. And on top of that, are they getting scholarships or something?
yes,
Very,
yes.
very important for students to know.
Very important
Yeah.
financial planning, true, Supriya.
Yes.
Student needs to understand right from the start as to how affordable the programs are. And since they know these are British degrees and Australian and US degrees, cost factor will always be at the back of their mind. But yeah, initially they can just relax. The cost is definitely going to be much, much less compared to what they have to spend. But coming to, I'll give you a more specific number. Let's say the British degrees, which are in partnership with my University of London LSE or University of London UCL partner institution, then the cost for a 3-year business degree could be 30 lakhs approximately, which means a 10 to 11 lakhs per annum, which is very affordable, 10 lakhs per annum.
Definitely.
And if you look at my US degree, could be slightly higher because the US education is definitely expensive than the UK education. So could be
Yes.
about 15 to 16 lakhs per annum, 1 5, 15 lakhs per annum, the tuition fee. So business administration 3 years could be a 45 to 50 lakhs. That's it. Living in Singapore is considered a bit expensive. So I would say it kind of makes up for the very affordable tuition fee that the student gets, but still the overall costing remains low compared to other destinations. So I would say for a nice, comfortable living in Singapore where you book a shared apartment, because that's how children stay there. They book
Yeah.
private shared apartments and stay there, all fully furnished apartments. So if they book that and they are comfortably roaming around and spending on uh, everything, food and transportation and everything, it may cost about 15 lakhs, 1 5, 15 lakhs per annum. And like I mentioned, some of my tuition fee is less than 15 lakhs per annum, especially the British ones. So
And I'm
that
sure on
will give
top of
you.
that you have scholarships.
Yes, but the scholarships again are there. Very competitive scholarships are there. So it's not that all my 100% students will get a chance to get that, but the
That's
few students who are really, really, who fight for it and they have it in them, they can go for and apply for a 15,000 Sing dollar scholarship, which is a good amount, 15,000 Sing dollar. And we also have some scholarship for our diploma students. As you may be aware, we have various entry
yes.
pathways. So it's not
Pathway
just the
programs.
direct undergrad degree or master's degree. Some children choose to take up a foundation pathway or a diploma pathway. So we have a a scholarship for the diploma, about 3.5 to 7.5 lakhs, 50% and 100% scholarship for diploma entry. And for the for the degree part, we have about 15,000 Sing dollar. So students have to be not just academically excellent to get these scholarships.
Yeah, I
Of
was coming
course.
to that question
Oh, all right.
actually.
So let me have your question first, then I will answer it specifically.
Yeah, so what the student needs to do, is it an automatic scholarship student get on offer, or they have to apply separately for it?
Okay, yeah. So yes, a good point. It is not automatic, and they
Okay.
have to apply after they have been enrolled in the program at SIM. So they
Okay.
wouldn't come to know about it till they have joined SIM. And
Okay.
these scholarships, which I talked about, the SIM Global Education Scholarship for 15,000 Sing dollar, they open up twice a year, March and September. So most
Okay.
of the time, your students will be joining the September intake. That's the
September
time
intake.
Indian students go.
Yeah.
So when they go there, when they apply for it, they will be shortlisted. If they are good on merit, they are strong in communication, they have the usual strong extracurricular activities piled up on their CV, then they are shortlisted. They go through a panel interview, and if they are selected, they will be awarded the scholarship. There are about 35 to 40 such scholarships. It's a good number. It's not just one or two. Yeah. So they can really hope, if they're good and they have been particular about how they have conducted themselves throughout their school. They've been active, not just academically. If they are good in sports, if they are good in artistic talent, all that is valued. So this scholarship is not just based on academic excellence. We also have another criteria, which is excellence in sports and excellence in artistic talent. Yeah.
This scholarship is applicable from the next semester for the students, I think.
Um,
I mean, they have
no.
to pay the initial fees and go.
Okay.
That time they are
They
not
will,
getting it.
all right, yes. To clarify, they will initially just pay the first semester tuition fee,
Master
and the
tuition fee.
scholarship will become applicable from the next
Thereafter.
semester onwards. Yeah. So if
Okay.
they get the 15,000 Sing dollar, one third will be payable to them in the first year, then another one third, and in the final year, one third. So it's split in three divisions and it's paid to them.
And this 35 and 40 scholarship that you are saying, these are the different types you are talking about,
No, these are
right?
numbers. So there will
Numbers.
be about 35 to 40
Okay,
students who
across
will,
all courses, you divide this amongst all courses, right?
across all courses. Then
Yes.
they will become our SIM scholars, about
Oh,
40 of them.
okay, got it. So this is for the clarity of the students.
Yeah.
So, this is about scholarship we got to know. Now, when we talk about the entry requirements,
Mhm.
so students can get a scholarship later on, but before that they need to get an offer. And to get an offer, what kind of entry requirements? If you can just give us a rough idea,
Sure.
then for the students to understand, and then they can look at SIM as an option.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sure. So, because as you know, we have different about 10 partner universities from different countries,
Yes.
different programs. All of them have their own different eligibility criteria. But just to give a rough idea about what is expected, the borderline cases would be like 70 and above should be
Okay.
fine. So
Okay.
70 and above should be fine for a direct entry. But students who are not able to make it, or IB Diploma 24 is fine, or three A level passes are fine. But those who, for some reason, have slipped on something, or the maths marks is low for some subjects like data science, they look at math specifically. So, for those students who are not able to fulfill the direct entry requirement, we have these pathways which are in the form of either foundation or certificate year or diploma year. So, children who are like between 60 and 69 will get a diploma, will be eligible for a diploma, which becomes their first year. And after that, they can pick and choose their second year with any of my partner university. So that's a very interesting way that we have a common first year, a diploma year. A diploma year student pass out can join RMIT second year, can join Sterling second year, Birmingham second year. any of my second years.
Based on the performance in diploma, they are
Correct.
thereafter
Correct.
given the offer
They will
for
choose
the
and apply.
whichever they can
Yeah,
choose.
it's an internal application. They won't be charged another application fee. It's an internal process.
Internal
And then
process.
those who are like not able to manage the 60 to 69 criteria, or they have some IB students do not get the diploma, they have IB certificate scores, then they can also still pursue the same degree via foundation pathway. So they'll do a quick 6 months foundation in business or IT, then progress to the diploma that I talked about, and then progress to second year. So additional 6 months more to those two. So actually, everyone will get some option, some kind of counter
Some
offer.
kind of option.
Yes.
So, I mean, frankly, any student can just try and apply, and accordingly, the admissions team can assess, and then they can suggest whether the student is supposed to get a direct entry or is more likely to join a pathway program, right?
We are
So,
happy to assess and do the pre-assessment before they apply, so that they don't have to pay the application fee and all. They should know what they are going to get before they apply.
yes.
So we will help you with your students, and we can do a
But then
pre-assessment.
important is they have an option,
They have
right?
an
So
option.
they have
Yes,
an option.
everyone has an
So
option. Yeah.
yes. So even if they have not, for some reason, some
Huh.
students have not been
Huh.
able to deliver as per their, expectations,
Hmm.
nothing to get disheartened. They can definitely mend, their ways for the next 6 months. They can do a diploma and they can gradually get into a, proper bachelor's program from
True.
any of the top universities.
Very
Yes,
aptly put
have
in.
that
Yes,
scope.
that's perfect. Yeah.
And they get to study in Singapore for this 6 months period, get to know Singapore more, and also get accustomed with the student fraternity, and then
True.
they move on. So that is also an advantage.
And honestly, we have seen students who actually excel when they come via the pathway, Supriya.
Yes,
I've
yes,
seen them excelling in their second year and third year compared to some of the students who gain direct entry. And because of the sudden change in teaching methodology,
absolutely, yeah.
some of them flunk, some of them are still trying to understand to the change and adapt it. But the ones who are coming via foundation diploma are so well trained, and the foundation is already strengthened. So when they enter the degree year, they are like just excelling. So it's a great way to
And the
pursue the
delivery
same
of
degree.
education matters a lot here.
True,
Maybe,
true.
I mean, that's where the difference is, and that's why they are, I mean, though they have not been able to, take the best out of them,
Hmm.
probably, but now they are more capable of doing
So
so.
true. So true.
Yes,
Yeah. So it helps. It actually helps. So students shouldn't feel disheartened that, oh, I
absolutely.
couldn't get it directly. I got a foundation offer or I got a diploma offer. It'll actually help them excel in their further curriculum. Yeah.
And I'm sure that doesn't affect the visa rates
Not at
also.
all. Not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Good question. Let me elaborate a bit.
Yes,
I think you were going to, in any ways, going to ask me about the
yes,
visa
yes,
thing. So let's
absolutely.
take it up.
Yes,
So for Singapore, student pass, as we call it,
yes.
uh, not an issue at all. Not a lot of paperwork that is required. It's a very simple
Simple.
electronic form that SIM, your university, where you have got the offer from, will apply for you with the Immigration Checkpoint Authority, the ICA Singapore. It gets approved in 2 to 4 weeks' time. There are no issues like the financial details have to be immediately uploaded, nothing like that. As long as you fill in the details correctly and you have the corresponding documents, what you have written, you should have the correct paperwork.
Right.
Once in a while, ICA may ask you to provide with supplementary documents, but most of the time, they will trust you, they will trust the organization who has filed for the STP, and the STP approval comes within 2 to 4 weeks. It's called an in principle approval letter. With
Yes.
that letter, you enter Singapore, and then you would have taken an e-appointment with the immigration there or on a convenient date and time. You go there, present your credentials and documents. They will issue you a digital student pass. As simple as that. So, and your question was primarily whether the foundation program or the diploma program or getting an entry into the degree, will there be any problem with the visa thing? No, not at all. Initially, your student will get it for the, let's say, diploma,
Diploma
15
duration
months,
only. Yes.
foundation, 6 months. But before he passes out, uh, the staff at SIM will be aware that he's going to pass out. He would have already been discussed that, okay, the next progression level, I wish to go for diploma. Already, SIM would have applied for the renewal STP, so which will again come through very
So the
quickly.
institution is going to assess the student
Yeah,
throughout.
yes.
So for the visa or the
Ha,
student
so
pass process.
true, true.
So I mean, it's mostly taken care of
Yeah,
by the
students should
institution.
be vigilant enough to just at least go to student service, just have a chat with the person there that, okay, I am about to finish my foundation. I'm going to progress to diploma. I've put in my application so that he knows that, okay, the next level of STP has been applied for him, or if there is anything that he needs to provide, they should be vigilant enough. That's it. Otherwise, the
Interestingly,
institution
this
does.
has remained the same for so many years.
As
There are
like,
so many changes happening with other countries. As we all know, we are into this sector. So, but in case of Singapore, I think you have been able to maintain that same process for so many years. We are not
uh,
asking for any additional documents, nothing. It's a very simple
Uh,
process as it
I
is.
would say, even though they don't ask for the documents, the process remains the same that whatever you are putting in the form, whatever bank loans or support or financial amounts you're putting, you must have the correct paperwork with you. But yes, there is no such immediate burden that you have
Yes.
to provide a 20-day-old financial funding, or it should be 1 month old, or it should be in your name or in your parents' name. It could be in anybody's name as long as the relationship is established there, it is fine. Only difference is like now they have gone digital. So now they do
Yes.
not issue you the hard smart cards.
Yes,
They
yes.
issue you the digital student pass. That's the only difference. But otherwise, yes, you're right. More or less, the process has remained the
Unless it
same.
has
Yeah.
remained the same.
It's become more efficient, more effective, and digitized. Yeah. So student just gets an email and the digital pass is there.
Okay. Thank you, Tricha. So there are few students who sometimes come and ask about some grants, grants given by the government, which is for any international student who's going to study from India. If you could just throw some light on that, how can
Sure.
student, is there something existing? And if
Sure.
so, how can the students avail that?
All right. So when it comes to grant, then obviously the private education providers are not in the picture.
Okay.
Grants, the tuition grants come only from public university, the top ranking public university. And if you get an offer, most of the time, see, the admissions with the public universities are very competitive. But if you make it, they take the highly meritorious ones. But most of the time, we have seen that if they make an offer, they have also given awarded tuition grants to those students because they have picked up the cream. So those children, they deserve the grant as well. And that means when they accept the grant, means very highly subsidized tuition fee for them. And when it's a very highly subsidized tuition fee for them, when they pass out, they have to sign a contract that a bond that they will serve Singapore registered company for 3 years after passing out, before they leave the country. So this is a very small percentage of students, international students, that
International
will
students.
avail this benefit of getting an offer along with a tuition grant. Otherwise, for most of the private education providers, it's either the institute, like for us, we have our own scholarship. Most of the other private providers will also have their own. Otherwise, there are external agencies that your children should apply for, like the Tata Singapore Airlines scholarship, very, very popular,
Okay.
or the Aga Khan Group scholarships meant for students who go abroad, which is applicable to Singapore schools also. So children should just explore and find out more about such external agencies which give scholarships to students who wish to go abroad. But otherwise, the grants that you're talking about will only come if you are admitted to these uh, creamy institutions, the
Institutions. Okay.
public universities.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us that insight. Okay, and moving on, like if we would further now want to know, like after what will happen after the student completes his course at SIM?
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Sure. So I would say while he's a student at SIM, he should make use of his stay of study over there and take part in as many academic workshops and all the different levels of. We have a department called CMC, which is the micro credentials. It's a center for micro credential, which means
Okay.
students can upskill themselves, upgrade themselves while they are a student. They identify their skill, they can go to the Career Connect division, and if the counselor tells him that, see, the employers are looking for coding skills and you don't have it while you're doing a data science program, the student can quickly enroll for a very short term micro credential program, which is available at SIM. This is something that we are very proud of, our CMC center, the
Okay.
Center for Micro Credential. And student can just get digital badges, and that helps strengthen their CV. So this is something they should utilize their time and not just wait for that 3 years to get over and then attend one job fair and then come back stating that, oh, the job fair happened and I could not really make it. And because Singapore will not allow you to stay back automatically. So
Yeah.
I advise all my children, please utilize your 3 years, 4 years while you are a student there. Load your CV with as many digital batches, doing these micro credentials, adding up to your skill sets, whatever skills that you want to understand, coding or related to AI or fintech or business analytics or data science. You may be pursuing any program, but you, or just, communication, academic writing. For all of this, micro credential programs are available for our students and digital batches are given. So I would say just make sure you upskill yourself, make yourself, strong enough and inviting enough for the future employers who will come to the campus. We do organize employer networking sessions, employer talks, job fairs, all the usual campus job related activities are done.
Yeah.
But the student has to be proactive, make sure that he applies to 40 other companies while he's a student, take assistance from the career counselors who are there at Career Connect division,
Okay.
and keep applying, keep facing interviews, keep adding skills, and end of his 3 years, 4 years, he should be able to crack a job interview. If he does that, the employer will apply for his work permit. But if it doesn't happen, don't lose heart, come back, keep applying. Interviews happen on Zoom these days. So you can still again go back once your work
Yeah,
permit comes.
because you have a qualification from
Yes,
Singapore, so
yes,
definitely that is going to be an added advantage
certainly.
here. Absolutely. So is that like since you mentioned that for postgraduate students look for other country options, so for Singapore or for especially for SIM, do you think the undergraduate programs are more popular among students?
Uh, from the start, yes. We've been a very popular undergrad school, yes. But some of our masters are now gaining traction. We have University of Birmingham
Okay.
teaching financial management and international business, which are very well taken by the international students who specifically come to network with the workforce there. They do the master's degree. They are happy that the faculties are all flying down from Birmingham, UK, and teaching them. It's 100% taught by Birmingham program. And we also have an MBA by University of Alberta, Canada. So students will be happy to enroll for these master's program. But like I said, we just have 3 or 4 programs. We have one with University of London as well. So we have limited master's program and therefore limited master's students who come to us.
Students.
For undergrads, we
But
have like
these are very
100 plus.
popular. The
Yeah,
ones that you have are quite
yeah, are
popular.
quite popular. So we have
Yes.
small batches, but then they are popular batches. And master students, again, I have seen, I have had cases like in a class, they are very small size classes for the campus in Singapore. So maybe the class size for a Birmingham international business will be just 40 or 35. That's it. Indians would be about just 7 or 8. That's it. It's not that the class is full of just one country. There are people from Malaysia, Indonesia, Southeast Asian country. So from that, again, I have seen if 7, 8 of them, at least four of them are not interested in apply because they have a family business to take care of.
Yes,
They are
yes.
there to there to get the exposure and the degree and the exposure, and they want to experience Singapore as an education destination. But even if 50% applies, as I said, three to four will make it. Yeah,
Make
they
it.
will make it. There are options available. Yeah.
Okay, Tricha, I think we have covered almost all the things, and now I would request you to add your closing remarks if you would like to add some more, value-added services that SIM offers to Indian students or international students. Then you can just mention that, and you can share your closing remarks.
Thank you, Supriya. We've had a great discussion. We tried and understand the education landscape of Singapore. We tried to analyze today the public universities and the private universities. The fact that it's such an interesting way of studying and learning, the transnational education that we talked about today, where you get to pursue your choices, British or Australian or US or Canadian degrees
I wish I could go
in
back,
Singapore.
and start again.
Yeah, so that's something that, yeah, that's something that you can look at. It's an alternate way of pursuing your choices degrees, which comes at a very, very affordable cost. And yeah, it's the safest, one of the safest countries. I maybe forgot to mention that. So
Yes, very important.
do explore Singapore as one of your career choices. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tricha. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you again, maybe in one of our sessions in the future as well. And for today's time, thank you very much. And to our audience, I hope you find this session to be useful, very, very useful. And I look forward to hearing from many students, queries and questions about SIM and Singapore as a whole. And do like us, share us on our social media platforms so that we can give you such valuable insights in future as well. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get the notifications for the upcoming sessions. Thank you.